So, hello there everyone and welcome, it is Niran here, and today it is time for me to bring you the final part of the mini-series where we go into the future on FIFA 20 career mode. We are all the way into 2034, right at the end of career mode. We have simmed through every single one of the 15 seasons available in FIFA 20 career mode to see what the world of football is looking like. I'll be taking you through the best leagues, best teams, and best players on the game at this point. Of course, bear in mind a lot of real-life players will have retired by now and been replaced by regens who have gone on to do the same as their predecessors, maybe more, but also at different teams as well. So things are going to be massively mixed up. If you're going to enjoy this video, slap a like on it, and of course subscribe if you are new to the channel. But let's get into the leagues first of all, and as you can see, the Premier League in Season 15 won by Liverpool, who we are actually managing. Second place, Stoke City from the Championship, obviously. Man City, Bournemouth and Brighton in European places, as well as Wolves and Derby, Brentford, Birmingham, Sheffield United, all up in the Premier League. Arsenal, though, getting relegated again. This is the second time they've been relegated, maybe even the third actually in this career mode save. It's quite astonishing. Fulham winning the FA Cup there, Chelsea winning against West London rivals Brentford in the Carabao Cup. Eagle-eyed amongst you may have noticed there wasn't Manchester United though in that Premier League table, so we'll come back to that in a moment. As you can see, the Champions League is still broken in a save. Same for the Europa League. I think it's been broken since since flipping Season 4. But if we've got players without actual shirts on, then it's no real surprise that the Champions League is broken as well. I mentioned Manchester United. They were down in the Championship. They were promoted at the end of Season 15, but Manchester United in Season 14 were relegated to the Championship, the same division as Forest Green, although they obviously went different directions. But how mental is that? Manchester United and Forest Green and Gillingham in the same league. It's mental. Over in Europe, though, Paris Saint-Germain winning Ligue 1 ahead of Lille. A lot of the main teams kind of staying as they kind of were in France. A bit of a change-up, though, in La Liga as Valencia win in Spain on goal difference over Real Madrid and Barcelona. Germany, the Bundesliga, still being dominated by Bayern, even 15 seasons into the future. And a Leverkusen, Dortmund, and I think it was Hamburg there in P5. Over in Serie A, again, status quo. Piemonte Calcio beating out Milan and Inter. Brescia up there as well in the top 4. Very good from them. The Eredivisie, obviously in the Netherlands, won by PSV Eindhoven, then Ajax, AZ Alkmaar, and Vitesse Arnhem. Over in Scotland, Celtic winning the Scottish Premier League by just 3 points, but Rangers, I think, did win it in 2030, so the two Glaswegian sides kind of on level terms now. On to the players, though, now, and as you can see, here is Lionel Messi's regen. Andres Meza at Manchester City still as he was in 2030, but now to 95. Ronaldo's regen as well, growing, still though at the same club as he was 4 seasons ago at Barcelona. 28 years of age already for a regen. That's insane. And 94. But look at this man. This is Mo Salah's regen. He's 99 rated, playing for Wimbledon, who were just relegated from the Championship in this save. Ahmed Hamdi, flipping Mohamed Salah's regen, is 99. Obviously, dynamic potential exists on this game. He must have, whilst he was playing for us, Mohamed Salah, before he retired, got a potential of 99. Probably not hit it, but been allocated a potential of 99 because of how well he was doing, and therefore his regen has got that. It's insane. Two wonder kids who obviously start the game, real-life players, Matthijs de Ligt and Kylian Mbappe at Dortmund and Paris Saint-Germain respectively. Neymar's regen still playing for Guingamp, sort of mid-table in France, so he could be probably doing a lot better than that. We've got Bernardo Silva's regen here, playing for Bournemouth. 90 rated, 4-star skill moves and 5-star weak foot, which is pretty good for a regen. Ariel Mendy from Bayer Leverkusen is Kalidou Koulibaly's regen, 92 overall, and from Senegal. And Senegal are doing pretty well because Sadio Mane's regen has been boosted massively like Mo Salah's was. 96 overall for Abdou Sek, playing over for Monaco. So you can get some wacky regens basically using dynamic potential, When players obviously play for you to get boosted potential, their regens then are wildly over what they should be. I think Mane's potential is like 89 or 90, certainly not 96. João Felix and Gianluigi Donnarumma, again, real-life players, still at the same clubs they were at back all the way in Season 1. They play for the same team their whole careers, and Jadon Sancho is the same as well, still playing for Borussia Dortmund at 90 overall. Federico Ramis at Piemonte Calcio is Sergio Aguero's regen, 90 overall, and already 27. It just seems so weird seeing regens that old, but it's because the players they replaced retired pretty early. They retired in Season 5. These guys have been in the save for 10 years. Sebastian Zawinski as well, playing for RB Leipzig. That is Robert Lewandowski's regen. 89 rated Jong Hyun-jung is the regen of Heung-min Son. He was actually playing for Brescia earlier on, the Italian team, back in 2030. He has since, though, moved to Bayern Munich. Remy Dujinski is, I believe, the regen, would you believe, of Bartlomiej Dragovski, who starts career mode at like 23. So the fact that he's already got a regen at 25 is mental. Might be a pre-gen, aka a regen who kind of appears before the original player retires. I'm not entirely sure. Saul Godin's regen there at 89, playing for AC Milan. Mato Santini really is not a Croatian name, but it is Luka Modric's regen. He's playing as well for Bayern Munich, who've got a really good team, spoiler alert. City as well, plenty of regens there. They've already got Lionel Messi's regen. They've now got Andre Ivuna, who is the regen of, obviously, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, given he's from Gabon and is a very prolific striker. Gonzalo Nandez, I believe, is the regen of Luis Suarez. Technically, it could be Cavani, but I think he's got a better rating than the other Uruguayan striker, so therefore it must be Luis Suarez. He's playing for Atalanta. We've got Andy Roux here, a French centre-forward, 88 overall, but you can see there, had the championship lettering on, because obviously United were relegated, so an 88 rated player playing down in the second tier. We got Lee Boyd Muntz, brilliant name, Northern Irish goalkeeper playing for City. I can only deduce that's the regen of Scott Carson, who for some reason has been glitched to being 87 overall. I didn't realise glitch players still existed on career mode, but I've noticed in the last couple of years the odd player here or there growing a lot, and clearly Scott Carson's regen is one of those players. I don't know why. William Saliba and Kai Havertz as well there, playing for Juventus and Bayer Leverkusen respectively. Vinicius Jr. is another player who's remained at the same club through the entirety of the career mode save. He is, though, now 88 overall and starts to go down in rating because he's now 33 years of age. The penultimate player we'll check out is yet another City representative. It's Kevin De Bruyne's regen, 87 overall, Belgian and 23 years of age. And then finally, Filippo Crivello, who I think is Andrea Belotti's regen, 87 overall and playing for Real Madrid. But moving on to some of the teams now, we'll take a look at some of the best ones, and in my opinion, if the Champions League was still happening, Bayern Munich would win it. Their team is mental. Really good goalkeeper, two very solid centre-backs, two very good left-backs, but I assume they play one on the right-hand side. Per Schurz there as well, 81, very good backup centre-back. Into midfield, stacked already, 84, 83, and 88 rated players you've seen there already. Remy Luzer as well has got a already scouted sort of report. Nazari, Bukayo Saka, and obviously that Modric regen, as well as Ibrahima Sissoko at 83. That's before you even get to the strikers. 88 rated Colin Foulon, 89 rated regen of Heung-min Son. That team is absolutely stacked. If the Champions League still worked, they would win it 1,000%, probably every single year. On to Manchester United, though, now. And this is the team that was in the Championship this season. They have been promoted, bear in mind, but they were once relegated from the Premier League. They have the regen of Joshua Kimmich, who is now 89 rated, as well as a couple of other players in defence who are like 82 or 83, including Eder Militao, who once played for Borussia Dortmund in a save. And even into midfield, 84 rated Florentino, who starts his career at Benfica, 81 rated Hamed Junior Traore. This is not a bad team. Obviously, Aaron Connolly, who's done so well in real life at Brighton, Gonzalo Plata there at 82, and Andy Roux, who we saw earlier at 88. So this team really shouldn't be doing badly, should not have been relegated. It's probably mid-table in the Premier League. They only really had 5 or 6 decent players and then a couple of really good ones, but they shouldn't be getting relegated. On to City, probably pound for pound, the best team in the league that isn't ours. You'll see ours in a minute, you'll probably understand why we won the league, but some very good players. I think Thiago Silva's regen there that we saw a moment ago, a 88 rated centre-back from Brazil. Obviously, De Bruyne's regen there, a 92 rated centre-mid. That must be Verratti's regen, I'm guessing, but he is absolutely insane. The regen of Aubameyang, Mose Kane there as well, Justin Kluivert, and of course that Messi regen there down at the bottom, 95 rated. Barcelona, as you would expect, are another really strong side. Very decent French goalkeeper, Rivaldo Vitor Carreño Montero as well. There was 84 overall. Some very decent players with good release clauses, so I assume they were once pretty high rated. They've since gone down a little bit. Deo Upamecano is probably an example of that. We've got Ryan Gravenberch there as well, who I think was 84 or 83 rated. Sander Berger as well. I feel like this is a team that if this career mode save went on for any longer than like 3 more years, they would start to do really badly because their team seems to be aging a lot. Apart from up front, they've got some good players up front. Obviously, Ronaldo's regen, another striker, and Jeremy Doku there, who was 84 overall. So, barring that, they might struggle in a few years, but for now, they're doing all right. Real Madrid just about missed out on La Liga by goal difference over Valencia, and a really good goalkeeper there, 89 rated. I assume it's ter Stegen's regen, given it's obviously a German goalkeeper in Spain. Technically, it could, though, be Manuel Neuer's as well. Very good defense, some pretty decent players there, all sort of like 84 or above. Phil Foden there, 87 rated, 88 rated centre mid there from Spain. That could be someone like Isco's regen. Moving through the rest, a lot of depth here, but not too many quality players there for the rest of the midfield. Crivello, who we saw earlier, Luka Jovic, Rodrigo, and Vinicius Jr. also playing for Real Madrid in terms of high-rated like attackers. Move on to Piemonte Calcio or Juventus, though, finally, as sort of a team that we're looking at in a bit more detail. Anthony Marega there was a pretty good overall. William Saliba as well, keeping that French connection. And then an Italian at centre-back who was 90 rated at the end of that. Alphonso Davies has made the move to Piemonte Calcio. A couple of other central midfielders there. Hinter Rosa, I think his name was, and Marquez Barney also scouted and at least 86 overall. 85 rated Serbian attacking midfielder there as well. Mason Greenwood into the attackers. Gabriel Martinelli has joined from Arsenal. And Christian Pulisic, Federico Ramis as well, who we saw earlier on the shortlist, obviously being the regen of Aguero. Just going to flick through some of the Premier League teams so you can get a grasp of how good they are in terms of star rating. You might not get a chance to see every single player, but you can pause on each team if it's one that you care about a lot. You've seen Brentford and Birmingham, who obviously starting the Championship, now kind of regulars up in the Premier League. Birmingham actually had a 90 rated central midfielder. I don't know who that's a regen for. Derby there with an unreal team. Plenty of 80 plus rated players, 189 and 186 in midfield. Fulham as well, 4.5 stars, very solid. Leeds, only 3.5, can kind of understand why they got relegated bottom of the table. Leicester City with a 92 rated left winger. I believe that might be Raheem Sterling's regen, who's ended up there. Man City, as you can see, 5 stars. That's quite rare to still actually get a 5-star team at this point, because most teams have lost their really good players because the regens are randomly allocated to other teams, in that league. So it's just quite hard to maintain a 5-star team. City, the only one in the league apart from ours. As you can see, this side is ridiculous. 97 rated attacker, 94 rated left winger, and 96 rated left back as well, as plenty of other players. An 89 rated goalkeeper there. Plenty of regens like Griezmann, Hazard, and Robertson's regens in that team. But as you can see, this is what happens at the end of career mode. You get an email saying you've retired. That is it. It's quite underwhelming, honestly, but I think it's been that way for quite some time. I think certainly the last like 4 or 5 FIFAs, I think. If you get to the end of Season 15, you automatically retire. You don't get to be an owner. You don't get to start a new career mode or go a further 15 seasons. That is it. I think a lot of people have always campaigned or wanted there to be something that either A, like is just a bit more dramatic and a bit more cool at the end of a career mode save, or for there to be infinite amount of seasons like you get on Football Manager. Personally, I would love to see more than 15 seasons in career mode. I'd love to be able to carry on these sorts of experiments for even more years into the future, just to see how mental it ends up being further down the line. But still, we've had some pretty cool results in terms of players, in terms of leagues, teams doing things that you wouldn't necessarily imagine they're going to do in 15 seasons, though the way things are going, Manchester United probably could get relegated in 15 years from now. Regardless, that is it for career mode in the future. We have completed our journey. Our time-traveling adventure is now done. If you've enjoyed it, slap a like on this video, and of course subscribe if you are new to the channel. You can also follow me on social media. It's at @theofficialfng on Twitter and on Insta. But it has been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.